I'm Clint.
And I'm Maya.
We live in Stephenville. My first experience would be when Luke was we were bringing him up to the floor in the elevators with the carpet, or the grass on the floor. And how even though he was upset, he was still commenting on, there's grass on the floor and there's clouds on the walls and everything.
Yeah. Mine would probably be when, after we were in the unit and we left, and I came back through, just going through those big, heavy double doors and having to be buzzed in, the reality of why we were there kind of hit. And that sticks in my mind as the first memory.
Luke has neuroblastoma, which is a rare child cancer that, for him, it's grown in his adrenal gland, and there are a few other areas it can grow in other kids.
But it's usually really rare, and there's only about 700 cases a year that are diagnosed. And his cancer, he has stage 3 NMIC amplified, which means his tumor is a little harder to treat and wants to replicate and grow more. So the chances of his tumor, even after it's being taken out, the cancer coming back is a lot higher.
I'd say courage is doing something even though you're afraid to do it, and going through it, remembering all the things you did before, and you can get through the next one, the next problem.
I would say holding on to hope even when it seems hopeless.
For me, it would be the first time we brought Luke's sisters up, and it was right after he had his biopsy and I think his first round of chemo maybe.
Yeah.
And he was still out from kind of drowsy from surgery and wasn't eating or talking to most people, and it was the first time he really smiled after we got all this started. So it was good to see all the family together and everybody happy.
Mine was, we were in the infusion room getting, I think, his second round of chemo, and it was kind of late in the evening. There was no one there, and we had our 5-year-old daughter and our 1-year-old daughter with us, and Lila, the 1-year-old, took her first steps in the infusion room. And Lily and Luke were playing, and even though he was connected to his pole getting all this chemo, seeing Lila just squealing and walking and seeing how excited they got to see that was my favorite, definitely.
When we come up here and he has to get his port accessed, he will scream and yell in your face, but he won't move his hands. He knows not to touch anything.
He's very brave.
And that's pretty incredible for a 3-year-old to have that strength to do that. Parent that, I mean, it's easier for us to talk to than somebody else because we're going through it, but that even though their diagnosis might change, their outlook might change, but what won't ever change is God, and that they can always have Him there with them, and He's always there to help them through everything, and He's never going to change.
I would say, and it's hard for me to not be emotional, that it's going to be a long road, and it's going to be dark at times, and it's going to be really bumpy at times, but you have to hold on to hope, and you have to hold on to that light at the end of the road. And that's, like he said, it's God. It's the only way we've been able to hold it together, knowing that our son could die and knowing that he's going through all these treatments. That light of Christ is how we've held it together. And so I would tell a new family, and we've gotten already to do that, is hold on to hope, hold on to God, and hold on to each other, because who better understands it than Him? And that support is really important when you're going down this road.
Erase kids' cancer.